Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, and I am today over in Yukon because before I went and did Ontario when they released it, I had been doing some of Yukon. Then when I finished Ontario, I actually went and finished up Cola because there were a couple of things left I had to do, and with some newer trucks it was not too bad. And then I went and did some more of Yukon, and it's almost finished. As you can see here, there's 5 missions left for me to. But the one we're going to be doing today is this one, which involves delivering a couple of heavy rock trailers. And these heavy rock trailers are those stupid heavy rock trailers that require you to use this thing because it has its own unique heavy saddle. That's not a high saddle, it's a heavy saddle. And this is the only thing that it is needed for, and it is the only thing that this truck is useful for because it gets a fuel carrier, but it's not great. And this thing has no all-wheel drive and a permanent diff lock, but it doesn't get chain tires, and it doesn't get race suspension, and it doesn't even get a snorkel. So this thing is pretty terrible, and this is the one thing in the game that it is required for. But let's see how well it actually does its one function. So the first thing we need to do is just drive down to the processing facility, and we can pick up the first trailer from over there. What I'm noticing about this we drive down is that it doesn't particularly like deep mud or muddy water. It almost drowns itself and has to go quite slowly. That's probably due to the lack of all-wheel drive. It also handles quite weirdly because it's got all the weight at the front and power at the back, and it does not turn very sharply. Oh, and apparently it has front overhang as well. Well, the front overhang is not massive, it's just very low, so we have to be careful of these rocks that most things will just bounce over. So this is the ore processing facility. Oh, well, this trailer is almost like it's designed for this vehicle. Oh wait, designed for this vehicle. It's got like the same wheels and everything. It's also full of rocks. And this thing turns even worse now. That's great. This is just full on. Although hopefully having the weight on the powered wheels will make it slightly better in mud, or it'll just get stuck because it's got a lot of weight on the wheels. Now this might be a little more tricky for it because there's some actual mud here. Maybe yet to see how well the thing performs the trailer in mud. So far it's not having too bad a time, just have to navigate between this pole and my random flip truck. I have failed to navigate around the flip truck. I'm just pushing the truck. Oh well. I don't know why it's lying around here anyway. So far, actually being fairly successful. I was expecting to have more trouble. Okay, high gear is not going to work. So put it in there for a second and we almost stalled out. So let's not do this again. I don't know whether auto is good here or I'm actually just leaving it in low plus. I've also just noticed that this thing has 530 litres of fuel. Guess what, last episode when I said that the new Mastodon has the biggest fuel tank, turns out it doesn't because this thing has 530 litres, whereas that only has 500. 500 is still ridiculous. But why does this thing have 530? Like, why? Of all the vehicles to give a huge fuel tank to, why this useless thing? I wonder where the... it actually is. It should be this thing on the side here, but I'm getting a dangerous water level indicator quite low, so yeah, that's not it. It looks like it. That looks to me like the standard game intake filter, but apparently it isn't. Apparently the intake is somewhere lower that makes it take damage from a little bit of water. That's not helpful. I kind of want to turn as well, and it doesn't want to turn either. I'm just going to use winch a bit and help it get around past this rock because it doesn't like rocks. Really low front overhang. So I put a big engine in this thing because I thought we're probably going to need power to pull the heavy trailers. And yeah, the big engine is drinking a lot of fuel. It is also successfully pulling the trailer, so I guess I was right. But it is drinking like a solid 25 litres a minute. So we made it through the first section of mud, and we are going up to the railway station warehouse here. We just have to go straight through and into another section of mud. But now we have to deal with this second patch of mud, which is shorter but does have rocks. The rocks are not proving too much of an obstacle actually. I guess that's the big wheels helping it there. We are coming back onto the roads again here. And now we're back into the mud. This is a nasty puddle if you go into the deep part of it. Hopefully we managed to go successfully around the outside. Now we just have to drive up this dirt and mud path to the gateway. So we are through the other side, and we just have to take this up around the road, up there. Let's see if we can actually make it around this corner. Just about. That was full log the entire time. Now we don't get chain tyres, so this section might be a little sketchy in some places, because this road is pretty icy. We're going the wrong way. Don't go backwards. We're just sliding down the slightly icy hill. Okay, right, we have almost got over the icy patch. There we go. Right, now the next hill I don't think is quite as icy, so we shouldn't have quite as much trouble. But we just have to actually make it there over all these many patches of ice. You can sort of see on the road what the ice is if you know what you're looking for. I'm trying to avoid it as much as I can, but it's not easy. I have to drive in the mud because the mud has more traction than the ice. So although we can go quite slowly, at least we'll actually move rather than on the ice where we'll go the wrong way. Which I guess is still movement, but I would rather be moving up the hill rather than down the hill. And then we have this nasty icy corner, which we might want to slow down a lot more. Otherwise we're just going to slide straight into the barrier. And then we just have to go in here. Oh, it doesn't actually like take it from me. Okay, so you go there. Now we're going to drive back down to the garage on this map and go from there to get the other rock trailer. Because although the other rock trailer is on the other map, it's over this side. This thing has very little in the way of suspension, as you can see. It's designed for having a heavy trailer attached to the back. Over rough terrain, it is very, very bumpy. It's not a comfortable ride. The trailer should just be right up here. I have to do a 3 million point turn to go and pick it up. Let's see, I hope this side is in this rough. We'll look at it's about to be destroyed. Never mind, it's just going to slide right past it. Yeah, that makes sense. And now we have to drive this back down across the maps. And yeah, time for another bumpy ride across the field of rocks. And we're just coming into the factory again with the second trailer, and there we go. I get 13,900 money. Not that I particularly need more money, and we're just going to go and park this up with the other load of trucks I have lying around over here, because I kept using more trunks for things and then just left them lying around. Anyway, now I'm going to go and finish up these 4, but that's not particularly exciting, so that's going to be it for the video. So thanks for watching, don't get distracted, go subscribe now, and don't bother using this thing because it sucks. Goodbye.